So yeah, there's at least three endings I can think of, or three avenues. One is to get the children off the tower, which I have no fucking clue. One is to pass Georgie's test, which I assume requires like day one and knowing about the focus and stuff. And one is to escape the town. So yeah, there's the rat. We need to talk to Yulia.
My path was called the Clacker. I'm sick of staging the same play again and again. I'd rather sit in with the audience.
Sorry. Maybe I need to find Khan. We set him up with a house. The Nut House 2? The new Nutkin house? Something like that? There's got to be a reason why that house exists. I could have picked a better route, but whatever. Aglaya. What the fuck are you doing here? Get the fuck out of here, Heron. Shit. I can't get that ill-fitted quarter, the spleen, out of my head. Did I invent it? Did the street invent it? Did the street erase it to slander me? To stain my reputation? What are you talking about? I don't understand. As always, you know nothing. There's a street in town that makes the nightmares. Those who walk it real. Mr. Karminsky wanted to study it, and I walked it. Made my nightmares real. Karminsky forced you, so that's why you moved. What you're moved to the Inquisition surmounted to. If your aims brought you today. Okay, I have actually had this conversation. You're spying on me. There you go. You get the Latin. Aglaya!
Lex cessat cessante omnia.
That's so you. Good afternoon, Bachelor Dankovsky. Yesterday we left much unstead. Exactly so, and today there's no time for pleasantries. Let's get straight to the point. I've definitively clarified the causes of the stand plague epidemic. 1. Rivers of blood boil bull's blood beneath the town, an ideal breeding ground for the bacterium. 2. The polygon stake, which has pierced through to such a river and is pumping blood to the surface. Only fully flicked it out myself yesterday. The puzzle wasn't simple, but a simple ones don't stoke the thrill. Minister, okay, yeah, we've had this conversation already. You figured out the focus as well? See, I've not done that yet. And the map compiled by the architect Farkad will also become one of your pieces of evidence. It's very convincing supporting material. Thanks to Farkad, Yulia, Lurovicheva, and you. You bought it, didn't you? The map proves that this ambitious architectural philosophical project was a mistake from the very beginning. You're sorry about the polyhedron, not even a little. Of course, you didn't convince Yulia. Of course, you didn't convince Yulia of that. Dankovsky, do you want to pass to the cathedral? I'll be glad if you agree to share my triumph. You give the town a chance to live to see this day. I'll stand on your shoulders. I'll come to the cathedral, thank you. I'm not ready to discuss the future right now. Let's... Okay, yeah, that's not why I'm here. Yeah, and I obviously need to save everyone. I don't want to have that conversation with you. There you are.
Shall it rain? Shall it snow? Don't ask again. I don't know.
Fair enough. I won't. Yulia, did you study the map of the underground tunnels? Inside and out. Turns out I haven't slept over a day now. Keep me in suspense. Your tone frightens me. Last Dankovsky, if the map is to be believed, diverting the blood from beneath the polyhedron won't work after all. If it stood there even 300, 500 meters to the west, you might have risked it, but alas. You're certain. Spent all night looking for options. An artificial barrier in the path of the blood river would redirect the blood straight to the Gorkho, and that would be even worse. Explosive work to alter several nearby tunnels at once has every chance of collapsing half the town underground. But the map is incomplete. Farkad didn't finish it. There were blank spots. And those spots, by all appearances, are located in the most inaccessible places. Even taking just purely material physical aspect of expedition to clarify the blank spots, how much time would that take? How many more people would die of the plague? And the kin would actively oppose such an expedition. I got carried away with hope yesterday myself, but Farkad's map confirms that the polyhedron is pumping blood from underground, and therefore the sand plague as well. The Vod's location is fatally unfortunate. Right now the only chance for the town is to demolish the entire structure. Damn it all. Wanted to compromise so badly, one where both the town and the polyhedron survive. This morning I asked. An old acquaintance of mine had to double check my calculations. She's not an engineer, but uniquely talented with numbers. Her verdict is exactly the same. Is this your friend Isa? No, much older acquaintance. That was spelled differently. I once worked with her a little in the capital. She's still here in the room with the model, studying my old urban planning materials. I think she wouldn't mind speaking with you personally. Who's not speaking with her? Where? Every part of the town invariably seeks to destroy another. Without Simon, they cannot exist. Oh. Our old friend. Yes.
Let's open it carefully and tally the contents.
Fuck. Oh, well, we'll give it a go. This was not the ending I wanted.
Migraine. Ah, yes. This is migraine.
There's more of me to love. Like 2 or 3 of me.
If I were deciding there'd be no need to aim them, the cannons would turn into a child's drawing and they'd fire flowers. Yes, and the plague is spread by your wicked twin sister. Did you explain to a drawing on a sheet of paper what vertical is? To an infant, what the square root of -1 is? You don't know the words I speak. Right then. I'd change people. The contradiction itself would dissolve. I can do that, crawl into a soul. Satisfied? There are no solutions without sacrifices. I'm telling you, you won't understand. Go draw your paper triumph.
I've had enough. I'm going to break.
A murder of crows in the...
Thanks. If you fire on the tower of children inside your enemies, the capital will be delighted.
You thought indecision was a form of decision.
I didn't
wanted someone to make the choice for you.
Child's tear.
My path was called the Clacker. I'm sick of staging the same play again and again. I'd rather sit in with the audience.
The point it did feel that the polyhedron belonged to the children, didn't it? So they couldn't possibly do harm, but the old man proved stronger. Since they did, yeah. Okay. No need to see the end again. Hang on. But there is something I can do. Because I want a different ending. Trying to figure out which day it's good. I assume I need to save Capella, actually, because she's one of the kids. Well, that's not what I was looking for. Okay, yeah. Karminsky was killed. I'm trying to find the link. Because I can warn him. God damn it. Which day is it? I wish there was an easy way to search for this. Hang on. It's the day... I mean, you'd think it would be day 10. Ah, when Laura dies. Yep. So, if she died today... then it's the day before. So day 8? Yeah, it's day 8. Oh.
In every shard, a new me. This is it.
If we let the ending play out, we could have had full...
It's more honest now.
That'll do.
It was quiet in Thanatica. Every creak, like a gunshot.
Is that a different line reading?
The sphere, hanging from a long wire set into the ceiling of the choir, swayed back and forth with isochronal majesty.
Cool. I cannot believe myself, but I will say this: you're in danger. Somebody wants you dead. That's so. Admit, Dankowski, you meant to surprise me. Yeah. More death. Andre. They've switched. It does not really fancy that. Yeah. I hope I do not have to regret my choices.
I don't want to hear this. Forgot that there's so much of the world.
Cut off from day 11 or anything. Okay, let's say in order to get the kids out of the polyhedron, I probably have to save all the children, right? So Notkin's been, well, not Khan's already been saved. I've done that mission, but of Victoria is dead, and obviously we can't have that. To save Victoria, grief will do fucking nothing, so we need to find an alternative way to get the cow vaccine. We need to buy the cow, right? And to buy the cow, we need to figure out the albino puzzle, which might not be that difficult, but I keep just running out of time. So next episode, that's what I'm going to be working on, assuming this does anything different. But there is an avenue to pursue. Having got her name. She is a piece. These are pieces. It's probably important for me to keep the pieces alive. This is blatantly going to be Farcad as well. Who's beyond the board. I like that we've blatantly just not seen 3 of these. These are all the people that can live in my house, right? And because that tells me that Lara probably, like, her death doesn't prevent a bad ending. That's what I'm sensing. Nor does Yakov Little's. But these 4 I should probably try and save. Capella, that's it. I don't know if that actually logs in or not, but we should probably go to tomorrow to see what the immediate effect is. Tomorrow's not the day he dies. Oh. Okay. Maybe there's more than one way of doing things, but okay, that doesn't matter right now. Grief, day 9. I think I still am right, but there's no reason not to try that first. As in, not now, as in, we need to figure out if Karminsky actually does get murdered. Presumably, we want to do that on a day that he actually gets murdered, which is day 11.
Optics, vision. Their answer is in mirrors. Superstitions aren't real. One Stankovsky.
Yeah, because Grief is gonna.
1,000 fragments of Dankovsky.
Grief is gonna say there's not enough food for the town, and that's because we took a cow off the guy, and because it all links together. I get that.
Camera obscura, camera lumina.
This is the hardest part of the game, figuring out the fucking endings. I mean, I know I was doing this all the way through, but obviously all I was trying to do was get to the next day.
Stop staring at me. Push over.
Yeah, you heard me.
Who's staring at me through the looking glass?
That's enough. Go a bit longer without pressing it.
You're too high-strung.
If this doesn't work, there's another way to stop it. But you were supposed to be in the graveyard. Why are you both here? Oh no! For fuck's sake, he's just like his brother. Like Peter, but you're Andre. Give you away myself. I couldn't stop you. Forgive me, Andre.
Why would you want celestial spheres? I suggest a celestial tesseract.
Yeah, well, I suggest Sphere 3. That's at a higher level than the Tesseract. Fuck you, I can go higher levels as well. Sphere 2 is the Tesseract. Hang on, Tesseract is a square though. All these... Whatever. I must admit, this is a day I will remember for a long time. Thanks to you, Dankovsky, I was prepared for the attempt of my life, and yet still I hoped I might reason with him, but it was all in vain. You knew about the assassination attempt, still you let him strike. Why? That is a question for him, though he won't say anything now, which is regrettable. I gave him a chance. Dankovsky, believe me, held out my hand to him, but instead of taking it, he reached for my throat with a shard of a mirror. I needed the author of the polyhedron alive. Now the author is dead. You may find this strange to hear, but I mourn him. No, not at all. I'm certain you're being sincere. You have every reason to regret what you did. Thanks to you, Dankovsky, I now have the blueprints, and that is splendid. Yet studying them answers some questions that only raise countless new ones. I was unable to obtain any clarification from the author. I was, one might say, his chief admirer, and now he has stained the floor of my workspace with himself. And who is better for it? What a foolish, needless death. Karminsky, thank the polyhedron that you are alive. What do you mean? You once said that reality seeks to expel the impossible object, but that is something that goes both ways. The impossible object, too, strives to bend reality in return. Pardon me, in your words I hear an implication that the polyhedron itself took part in this sordid affair, and for some reason on my side rather than the author's. You could put it that way. The polyhedron is in danger. You have the power to avert that danger, but do you have the will? I do. I cannot imagine how vile it felt to commit this betrayal, and it is just as well that you cannot. This hereby confirms the high merit of Bachelor Daniel Dankovsky before the state, expressed in saving the life of its faithful servant, Mark Karminsky, Inquisitor. I'm a dirty rat. This is pretty cool though. I want a better outcome, if that makes sense. I don't want to yeah. Is there anything else to do today now? I mean, I still fucking don't know how to do that. We can have a quick look. Yeah, I don't want... I'm happy to not have the best outcome, because I can work towards the best outcome. But, it'd be more annoying to get the best outcome and then have to talk to the rat to, get the incremental ones. Oh, there's no fucking kids out there, are there? Also, we already know how to do this route, so bad grief. So I shall lock in my betrayal. I'm curious, because there's another way to let him die. You can let him die on day 2 or whatever it is. But then we wouldn't have saved him. So that's subtly different. We wouldn't have a thank you note. Does this get me the ending of the first game? Which... And now that's not a good ending. Because it's a weird ending for it to be a good ending anyway. I probably should have looked at that.
Optics, vision. Their answer is in mirrors. In every shard, a new me.
Oh, so this is going to be like the Inquisition ending.
Camera obscura.
Camera
lumina.
Ooh. Ah. We'll do that first. Fuck you! When I first heard the doctor from the capital has been put in charge of the emergency command, I was full of hope. I do understand that we're hopelessly provincial, that we need guidance, but you can't even govern yourself. You've only read about the responsibility and duty in books, alas. It's rich to hear you philosophize about loyalty, Heron. In the last week you've changed, what, 3 masters? No, Doctor, all this time I've been loyal to my master. Your mistake is that you assumed the master was you. Never served to you, and I never served to Karminsky. And how, in your view, does demolishing the Pathologic help the town? They showed me the tower blueprints, told me about the underground rivers. No engineer, no geologist, and unlike you, I don't pretend to be an initiate, but it seems convincing to me that pulling the structure down would be our salvation. Just parroting someone else's words? Rick? just gotta get us a different ending, surely. I'm sorry, Aglaia.
A man's nerves can only take so much.
My job isn't to add to the body count, it's to cut it wherever possible. What you're proposing.
I can't stitch it together, but I can cut the knot.
I don't mistake emotion for evidence. The polyhedron is the source of the sandpest. That is a fact. Bringing it down is the only way to end the epidemic quickly. Everything else is emotion, fogging your sight, keeping you from making the right decision.
Accused of the most terrible of crimes, Gnostical turpitude. So rare and so unutterable that it was necessary to use circumlocutions like impenetrability, opacity, occlusion.
Yes. If my informants are to be believed, there are about 500 children in the polyhedron right now. You, Lilich, offering us a remarkably cynical bargain, victory over the plague in exchange for hundreds of children's lives. Can't allow that. There has to be another way. You had 12 days, Dankowski, to prevent this outcome. Now it's too late. The town is patient with gangrene. It's strange to have to explain the amputation to a doctor. Dankowski isn't a surgeon, and I certainly don't share his surgical way of thinking myself. And to continue your metaphor, Lilich, I argue for conservative treatment. I have some working notes on making the polyhedron safe. Yes, they're not as spectacular or swift as your solution, but I do understand a thing or two about isolating impossible objects from reality. You may impress the general or our observer, Dankowski, but I've known you too long. Admit it, the plague matters little to you. You simply want to add another impossible object to your collection, like that pier that's forever being dismantled. You do better collecting little ships in bottles. Karminsky, is this true? Do you actually have a way to isolate the polyhedron from the town so it stops doing harm? As I said, I have working notes. I propose we take the risk and trust them because the polyhedron's value cannot be measured by reason. Firing cannons at it like burning the library of Alexandria, that loss would set all humanity back. I agree with you, and I'd take that gamble if my voice counted for anything here. Gentlemen, spare me the lofty talk. There are far more practical problem. With children in the polyhedron, they refuse evacuation outright, and given the way the whole structure is built, forcing them out doesn't seem possible, even if I have the nerve for it. General, I repeat, the polyhedron is the source of the sandpest. You've seen what I've gathered. My directive, backed by the evidence, overrides Karminsky's order. We're talking about the genesis of an emergency. This isn't a civilian blood, it's children's blood. It's unacceptable. It isn't just civilians' blood. I can confirm the children won't leave voluntarily. I've spoken with them enough time over these 12 days. I understand how they think. General, you didn't ask, but I'll answer, and I'll answer that. I'll be honest in the answer. I can't guarantee there'll be no harm when the polyhedron is written out of reality. However, the process should drive the children out. Are you sure? Sure as one can be. Children are hypersensitive to such things. If I succeed, sooner or later, they simply won't be able to stay there. They'll come out on their own. However, every impossible object is unique, and almost all of them are stubborn. I'll do everything I can to minimize the damage. The sandpest will be defeated soon, but not today, as Lilich insists. Thank you for speaking plainly, Inquisitor Karminsky. I'll answer in kind. If not for the children, I wouldn't gamble on your experimental methods, but with the children, I have 2 orders before me, and I choose to comply with yours. You're condemning the town and the entire country to catastrophe. That's my final word. The polyhedron will not be destroyed. Circulus Vitus Virtuosus. There, I choose the different fucking ending. You happy now, Mark?
My path was called the Clacker. I'm sick of staging the same play again and again. I'd rather sit in with the audience.
Collector. What am I supposed to do? Oh, maybe I missed his conversation the first time around.
My path was called the Clacker. I'm sick of staging the same play again and again. I'd rather sit in with the audience.
been told ad nauseum for days now. Apology and software. Karminsky... Rubbish, look, the polygon is still standing. Karminsky said he'd get the children out. No, he said what comes next should not concern you, the children's fate. That was you filling in what was unsaid. You do not grasp the scope of our current collision. You do not grasp the essence of the conflict. You chose cinch and indecision. That is never rewarded. The general won't fire, and the peasant will not make sign of the cross. The flower will not keep to its stem. In other words, it's a failure. So be it. This is how my odyssey ends. What? Nah. Okay. Well, it's very interesting that it's given me like 2 sub endings that don't improve things. I mean, I'll take the bad ending so I can just get my my empathy back. So Karminsky made no fucking difference. Didn't even get his collection. So next stream I'll we'll talk to Bagrief.
You're not leaving this place. Neither tomorrow nor yesterday.
What if Karminsky claimed he knew a way to add the polyhedron to his collection? It's as distasteful as it is. I thought it would help. Not return from the town, because the seal was not enough to hold back the plague. So it seemed right. The entire time I attempted to talk to you, you dug in the most... Okay. Do you want for me to tell you I'm sick to my stomach? I'm sick to my stomach. Understand one thing, the case I'm pursuing is not about the town, not about the plague, not about the polyhedron, it's about you. It's considered what turned out... Laid out my case. Well, I didn't even get to talk to the It was quiet in Thanatica. Two hours and we got the same fucking ending. No, why would you even do that? It's just a dick move. Have to step on it for symbolic reasons.
Need to do the reverse transcriptase test again.
Thank you very much for watching. In the Johnstruct, I've been having a Pathologic 3 adventure. I'll get there one of these days. Farewell. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna